everyone. I'm Rachel here with Ari, and we're your hosts for the Merry Writer podcast. This week, we're on episode 196, and we're asking, what are our favorite episodes of 2023? Before we dive into the topic, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening if you haven't already. And if you enjoy the show, please share it with friends and feel free to write a review. Also, quick disclaimer, the landscapers are at my house, so if you hear any background noise, I apologize. It's just them, and it cannot be helped. But anyway, we decided for the final episode of 2023, we thought that we would go through some of our favorites because 2023 was kind of a mess of a year. But I think in terms of podcasting, it went pretty well. And we met a lot of wonderful guests who we're not going to include any of those episodes as our favorites because we don't want it to seem like we're choosing favorite guests. But all of our guests were wonderful, and all of those episodes were great, so please do go give them a listen if you haven't already. For my first favorite episode of 2023, I'm going all the way back to January, which was episode 148, and that was Should You Include a Prologue and Epilogue? And one of the reasons this is a favorite episode of mine is because I think it's a touchy subject. There are so many people that enjoy prologues, or they enjoy epilogues, or they hate one, or they hate both of them. And it's just one of those things that you can't really answer. Should you or shouldn't you include them in your novels? It's just all whatever you think is best for your story and what your personal preferences are. Because readers, they're more than welcome to skip the prologue and epilogue if they so choose. But I also I vaguely remember in that episode, we were talking about how long a prologue should be, and then we realized that the Lord of the Rings prologue is like 7 pages long or something like that. I think I grabbed the book while we were recording, and I was thumbing through it, and I was like, oh, well, J.R.R. Tolkien just did everything that we said you probably shouldn't do. So it's just one of those things, take our advice with a grain of salt.
I think that should be our tagline. Take our advice with a grain of salt. I think you've even said that in the past that we should have that as a tagline. And while our questions for our episodes often say things like, should you do this? And what is the best way to avoid that? I mean, it's not that it's clickbaity, but it's designed that way to make you think a bit more. But obviously, there is no should, there is no you must ever. And if you listen to our episodes, you will be aware that we almost always say things like, this is just our opinion, or this is something we've heard, or, this is something we've heard, but we don't do. Because you should be learning lots of different things from lots of different people. And then in the end, just doing what the hell works for you the best. Because as Rachel said, it's like people will just do different things. And, J.R.R. Tolkien completely did somewhat different than what is suggested by people. I probably mentioned this recently, and it's a spoiler, we're actually recording this in October, so this is why it makes sense. No, not October. Spoiler. I was just gonna say. I know, it's like I'm already wishing the life away. Spoiler, we're recording this in September because we are that organized, people. We are so far ahead. But I am currently reading, back in September, Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett, that has no chapters. It's one long book without chapters. And he uses loads of adverbs. This is a guy that was incredibly prolific with writing. His work is loved by millions of people. It's, still read today. I love it, love it, love it. And he did all this stuff that people are like, oh my God, you have to have chapters. Oh, you can't use adverbs, can't do that. And he just did. I mean, he even had the floating narrator head. He didn't he wasn't limited with his POV. And you get so many people saying, oh, don't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's not that great. And if Terry Pratchett could do that and make it work, then other people can too. So yeah, I have no idea where I've gone around the houses, but yeah, I think our advice is always just do what you want.
That's the MO of the Merry Writer podcast. That's why we're merry. It's because we just do whatever we want.
Yeah, I have to admit, I always hate that. I've seen it around a lot recently where it's like, rules you should follow. And it's like, isn't the whole point is there are no rules? Because what is expected, or what some readers prefer, or what some publishers prefer, doesn't always mean that you have to follow them. I freaking love prologues. I write prologues. I am not a big fan of epilogues. I will read them, but I don't really write epilogues. But I will not punish a writer for writing a prologue or an epilogue. I will read the prologue if they put it in. I will look at the map. I will read the pronunciations. If the writer has put it in, I feel it deserves to be read. I will read the acknowledgements. But that's just me. I appreciate some people just skim right through to get to the good stuff, and they miss the meat. They miss the flavor. I'm gonna throw in a quick caveat that I have the memory of a dead goldfish. So when when this became an episode, I was like sure that I would be able to remember all of our episodes with pure clarity, which was the fact I have no memory to remember that. I wouldn't have remembered that. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But I think I remember enjoying episode 163, which is about how to balance your writing and your life. And I think I probably enjoyed that because I still haven't managed to do it. And I like to have these sorts of episodes almost like a reminder to get my shit together. It doesn't happen, but hey, it's always fun. Even if I come up with really good ideas and suggestions for doing such a thing, or I hear great ones from Rachel or from guests, it doesn't always mean I'm going to implement them. But I have a feeling I did enjoy that episode, and we touched on different things. I could be wrong. It might have been a really bad episode. I don't know. This is not going to be a good episode in general for me because I can't remember anything.
Some of our bad episodes are good because they're bad, though. I mean, they're the funnier ones, I feel like, because we go off script and we just do whatever we feel. And I got to be honest, I don't remember too many of the episodes either because they were so long ago. But how to balance writing and life, I'm still trying to figure that one out. So I agree with you on that. And it is good when we talk about these things because we do get new ideas from each other and from guests, whether we implement those ideas or not. Totally different story. I'll admit there have been times where we've met with a guest or just each other, and I'm like, wow, that's a really good idea. And I get reinvigorated to start writing as soon as we stop podcasting for the day. And then I don't because other things end up coming up. But then when I edit these episodes, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a really good point. I'm going to write that down and do it later. And I think one of the things with how to balance writing and life, when we did that episode, we came up with new ideas, and we probably, well, I can't speak for Ari, I guess, but like, I think I tried out a couple of new things. It's just sometimes your routine gets thrown off because things in real life happen, and then everything gets thrown out the window. Ari and I were just ranting about this right before we started recording, and time gets lost on you. But I do remember recording that episode, and because balancing your writing and just the rest of your life is definitely good, something good to figure out. Even if it's going to change over time, it's a good thing to at least try to figure out.
Yeah, change over time is right, because I think there's too many people have this idea. It's like, well, once you've got your life sorted and your writing sorted, you balance them perfectly, you're done. And it's like, first of all, you get your life sorted? Are you fucking kidding? As you get older, things just keep getting weirder. You think you're getting a handle on things, whether you're pushing kids out the door and they've grown up and they've moved on, and you think you're going to have more time. You won't. And this is someone who doesn't have kids. I have witnessed it enough with friends and family. And no, there's always something that eats your time. There's always something trying to eat your time. And you could have the best schedule in the world, and then something will just come and take a crap all over it. And now you're having to start all over again. So like, yeah, how to balance life and writing. As you said, we learn as we go. And sometimes we'll listen back to them and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I tried that and it worked really well. And then something disrupted it. I need to go back and try it again or something like that. But yeah, a lot of it is us, it's us learning as we go, isn't it?
It is. It really is us learning as we go. And I'm going to backtrack for a second to, Ari saying that she couldn't remember many episodes from 2023. I'm the same way. I couldn't remember many episodes either. And I just have to throw this in there. I know this is going to mean absolutely nothing to all of you, but there is another episode that I had in mind that was a favorite of mine from this past year, but I can't remember which one it was. And I think it was one of my episodes. It was one of the even numbered episodes because I remember laughing while I was editing it. And I really remember telling myself, write down this episode for the final episode of 2023. And did I? No, I didn't. But it was one of those episodes where we just farted around most of the time and we went off script and we were laughing a lot. And it was just a solid episode. Like, it was a good conversation. So if there's any episodes like that you listen to that you think were absolutely hilarious and it's even numbered, that very well could be the episode. So, go on a hunt for that. Go listen to all of our episodes. This is not a ploy to get our views or listens up. Maybe, I don't know, but go listen to all of our episodes and see if you can find it. It's like a little scavenger hunt. But I will say that another favorite episode of mine is 189, and that was from November, and it was how to increase your writing speed. And I think I really enjoyed that one because it was a laid back episode, and I learned that I was doing everything wrong, but I still am productive somehow. So, hey, whatever. But that was also a really good one. And it was fun to do like the typing test and just compare our words per minute, even though Ari had trouble with it because of the different spellings with American and British English, because I was the one that found the typing test thing. So poor little Ari.
It was great to have an excuse for being that bad.
You weren't even bad. I think you got like 84 or something, right?
Yeah, but I know at my peak it was like 102. Back in the day, years
with
ago.
With your typewriter.
Oh, with my typewriter. Yeah, probably. No, not that. But I remember like going to job interviews and sometimes you have to do a type test and being like shit hot. But yeah, those days are gone now. Just old and decrepit with it all. You can cut that bit out. I'm not old and decrepit. Actually,
no, I'm keeping that in. And to be fair, I'm not making fun of you for having a typewriter. I would love a typewriter. I just missed that era, I guess. I don't know.
Era is when you make a mistake. Era is a time period. Oh my god.
That's error.
No, it's error. Error. Sounds like a dog barking.
There's error. 3 R's. You gotta pronounce them all.
No, I won't.
Yes.
Anyway, that was a whole other episode. Talking about an episode that made you laugh, I also had one that I was editing. I kind of want to say it was 169, which was, do you still need to keep marketing your books? I have a feeling it was in the 160s. And I remember when I was editing it, I kept laughing and going back and listening to it. But also the same thing, I forgot to write that down because it's not what you remember to do at all. So instead, for the one I picked, which again, I don't remember enough, so I might be completely wrong, but I do have a vague floaty notion that I did enjoy episode 160, which was how to organize multiple novels, because I have multiple novels. I have multiple novels. I have multiple novels that are being like either written or have been written or partially written. And I remember there were some things in there I was thinking, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. And as we've said, I did not write them down. So I'm going to remember to re-listen to that and make notes, because I could do with another organization. I've kind of let my organization go of my manuscripts because I just did. That's how my life is. Dead goldfish level.
That's actually pretty fair. I can get behind that. I'm the same way. I think how to organize multiple novels, that is a really good one. And I think it's because I have a good grip on it. I can organize all of my novels. Going further than that is something totally different. I don't actually get any writing done, but they are all organized. So I can say something about that. But also the marketing one, should you continuously market your books, or when does it stop, or whatever we talked about in that episode? I do remember that one. That was a good one, because I think I either played devil's advocate with you, which that's always fun to do, Or I think I gave advice, and then my next set of advice was the complete opposite of my previous advice, because I never make any sense.
Yeah, I do love your devil's advocate and your give me a minute. What's the fucking word?
My mess of a brain.
Say that. Your what the fuck is the word? It begins with C. It's not
Controversy. No, contradictory.
Contradictory.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're just gonna throw all the C words out. Maybe not all the C words.
Well, no, not all of the C words. I'm keeping the same, by the way.
Why not? Well, it's the end of the year. Well, it's not officially the end of the year. We're in September, but it's technically the end of the year, end of the episodes for this year. We're not even going to bother editing anymore.
We're done, guys. We're all done.
I mean, seriously, 52 episodes recorded, including several guests in 9 months. That is pretty damn good. And some bonus episodes, I think we did at the beginning of the year, that you can get in our Patreon.
We're patting ourselves on the back. We deserve it.
Yeah, it's been a long year, and technically there's still 3 months to go for us as of recording this. So
as of recording this, yeah, I know it's crazy, and the reason, I mean, we record our episodes months in advance to help keep ourselves organized, and just in case life things come up and we can't record for like a couple of weeks. Well, that's exactly what's been happening lately these past couple of months. So that's why we're kind of hustling for the rest of 2023. Hopefully the quality hasn't gotten any worse. I mean, again, if you look back at some of our episodes and you actually listen to us and hear our advice, I mean, we really can't get any worse, I don't think.
To be fair, we still have listeners, because people will actually like leave us comments that they've listened, which is impressive, and we still get, you know, the odd new subscriber or downloads on Podbean. So somebody out there is listening to us. Oh,
and we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes, we do. We really do. The fact that anyone gives up their time to listen to our nonsense, and same with our guests, our lovely guests who listen, because we always send the details of, say, these are some really good episodes to listen to get a feel for the podcast. And I think most of our guests are pretty good at listening to them. So all of our guests who've been on usually have an idea of what they're getting themselves into, and they still come on. What is that? So great.
Yeah, I don't know, but then I feel like a lot of our guests, they come on and then they see who we are and they're like, uh-oh, what did I get myself into? But I mean, a lot of our guests have wanted to come back on. So I guess that says something about us, about the podcast. I don't know. But as I mentioned earlier, 2023 has really, really been a bit of a mess for both of us, I think. But the podcast itself has been a good staple, and Ari and I enjoy our time together. We enjoy our time with our guests. We love meeting new people despite our social anxiety. And we're just, I guess I can't speak for you, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it after, I mean, it's been over 3 years. I mean, it'll be 4 years in the spring that the podcast has been running, I believe. So, I mean, we're doing good, and we're enjoying it. So thank you. I didn't mean to turn this into a cheese fest, but
yeah, but it's the last episode of the year, so I think a bit of cheese with some crackers and mulled wine. I don't drink, but I'm sure people like mulled wine. I don't know. It's a Christmas thing, isn't it? Wine with spices in it, and I don't know. I don't drink, but apparently mulled wine. I know you guys have eggnog. I don't think we do eggnog over here. We have mulled wine.
Eggnog's not good. I used to really like it when I was a kid.
Good.
And then I grew up and I'm like, why did I drink this?
Eggnog. I mean, it doesn't even sound good.
Yeah.
You know, eggnog, mulled wine. Yeah. It sounds too posh for people, but apparently it's just wine with spice in it. I don't know what spice.
Oh, wait, are you thinking of like sparkling wine?
No, sparkling wine, just fizzy wine. I was talking.
Well, you
spice,
said mold. Oh, like actual spices.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying that. And I don't know.
Honorary.
Mulled wine is also known as spiced wine, an alcoholic drink usually made with red wine along with various mulling spice. I don't know what mulling means.
Oh.
Sometimes raisins served hot
Ew.
or warm. Wow, that sounds
No.
disgusting.
It really does.
I'm glad I don't drink. So.
Oh my
there you
God,
go.
I don't drink either, and I'm not going to start now.
Yeah.
Honorary mention, if you haven't listened to our previous episode 195, go listen to that because Ari and I discuss / argue / bicker about the British English and American English differences. It's a bit of a long one. We kind of ran with it, and apparently we're continuing the conversation about moldy wine. I'll just take the cheese and crackers.
It's not moldy wine, it's mulled wine. Moldy wine. That does sound disgusting.
Wait, is it spelled M-O-L-D?
No, like it's M-U-L-L-E-D. Mulled.
Oh,
like pulled.
mulled. Oh,
is it my accent again?
That makes a difference. I really, really thought you were talking about moldy wine, like aged wine. But I mean, I know you're not drinking actual mold. I'm going to stop talking. This is going. I'll leave it at that. We're just going to eat cheese and crackers and be done with it because neither Ari nor I drink. We're not going to have eggnog. We'll just, Ari, I'll let you have your tea. I'll have my coffee, though I feel like neither one of those goes with cheese and crackers now that I think about it.
It's Christmas time. Yeah. Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate.
Time.
Yeah.
Everybody loves hot chocolate. Yay.
Yay. Okay. I'll go. I can hop on the hot chocolate. Hot chocolate's not a favorite of mine either, because I'm not a huge chocolate person, but I will drink hot chocolate. I can get behind that. With whipped cream. No. Marshmallows.
No.
Marshmallows.
Just hot chocolate. Stop adding crap to things. And how can you not like you know what?
What about cinnamon?
No, I'm not a big fan.
I'm not either.
I'm British. We like bland. We're a bland.
Right, so you admit it.
Of course. Hey, don't get me wrong. I appreciate, there's some British who love the vindaloos and the spices, and then there's literally one extreme or the other. You either like the hot, spicy, burn your face off things, drinks and foods, or you like everything as bland as possible so it doesn't burn. Unfortunately, I'm on that end of the scale, and I only eat things with spices because my partner's a very good cook, and I don't like cooking, so he makes it and I kind of eat it, and it's quite nice. But if I was making food for myself, it would just be bland as hell. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're the opposite of me then. I need a lot of spice. I need that flavor, or else I don't taste anything. My taste buds need strong tasting things, otherwise.
Coffee will kill that. It's just killed all your taste buds off. Horrible coffee.
Wait, really? Are you just saying that because you don't like coffee?
Oh, okay. But to be fair, I'm the other side. I have really sensitive taste buds, really sensitive sense of smell. So even the smallest bit is like, that tastes like onion. I can taste onion, and I'm not a big onion fan, and I can just instantly tell if something's in there. So I need as bland as possible. So
see, this probably shouldn't be a conversation for the podcast, but here we go. I need all the spices, but I can't stand it when like my foods are mushed together or they're touching together. Like I need a strong taste. It's hard to explain. I'm a very picky eater, and I need that flavor. I need the strong flavor. But like onions, I don't like onions, but I do know it adds a lot of flavor to something. So like I need to be able, not necessarily not to taste it, but I can't feel it in my mouth. If there's a little bit of texture, then forget it. Just no.
I like that. It has to be like caramelized onions and then like cooked down to they've like vanished.
Yes,
that's how it has to be.
Like I can only eat certain types of pasta shapes. Like that's how bad I am. I can't, like my sister made a pasta like mac and cheese taco dish, which is really good, but she used a different shape of pasta. I couldn't eat it, and I didn't eat it. I made myself a sandwich. I just I just can't. And the pasta, it was just what we had at the house, and it was like different colored pastas. I can taste green, so I can't do any of that. It's just nope. We just
This episode is going out like 2 days after Christmas. So I will be shocked if anyone listens to it. So the fact that we've just kind of derailed ourselves is fine.
I mean, it was somewhat relevant. We were talking about hot chocolate, and well, I mean,
yeah, but we're talking about favorite episodes. So where does hot chocolate even come into this? We've gone round the houses because you started doing cheese, and then we went to mulled wine and crackers.
That's right. Yeah, I guess I am to blame for this. But you know what? To bring it back around, add this episode to our favorites. I love the episodes that we end up going off on tangents and we don't actually talk what we're supposed to be talking about. I don't know what that says about me or us or the podcast, but I do enjoy the ones where we just end up just shooting the shit and we just go off on rants, and it's fun. It's a delight. So with that said, if you haven't listened to every single episode of 2023, are you really a merry writer? No, you're not. So go listen to all those episodes, and hopefully you get something out of them. But after you listen to this one, we're going to turn it over to you guys. Are there any episodes from this past year that stand out to you? I mean, maybe there's one that made you laugh, or maybe we actually gave good advice for once. I don't know. Let us know if we've given any advice that has worked for you. That'd be interesting to know. So let us know in the comments. And we do release a new episode every Wednesday. Next week, we're discussing keeping your writing life organized. It's perfect for the start of a new year. So to ensure you don't miss it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out. And as always, thank you so much for listening to the Merry Writer podcast. We'll see you next week, and we hope you have a happy new year. This podcast is brought to you by Half Empty Notebooks. We keep buying more. The music titled Inspired is by Kevin MacLeod, licensed under Creative Commons 4.0.